Hello to my favorite people out there, event planners all across the nation. This is Leslie Burns from Gold Crown Events. I am going to talk to you today about experience, how to get experience. I know a lot of you are checking these videos and tuning in and writing to me on my email account about how to get experience. I also run a group here in Charlotte called the Charlotte Event Planners Networking Group, and it is for other event planners who do all types of things touching the industry. Some are photographers, some are caterers, some are florists, some do a lot of different things. Many are event planners, event managers, designers, different titles. Everybody's got something different. But one of the kind of resounding complaints that I hear, or concerns or questions that I get, is how do you get experience? A lot of people are trying to break into the industry and trying to get jobs, but many of those jobs are even looking for people with experience. So how do you go from having no experience, point A, to gaining some experience, point B? I'm going to tell you some secrets. First, you have to stop thinking that you deserve to be paid big bucks. You have to start somewhere, and in order to gain experience, sometimes you have to, I'll just say it, yes I will. Sometimes you have to work for free just to get the experience. But that does not mean you do every job that somebody asks you. That means you pick and choose the jobs that are going to make sense and they're going to give you different kinds of experience. Let's take a person fresh out of college and they were a member of a sorority. They might already have some experience in that sorority planning events. Right back to the sorority president or whoever was in charge at the time and say, hey, I planned these events. I was part of the group that planned these events. Can I get a letter of recommendation or reference, however you want to say it? You just need proof that you did those things, that you were part of the group or the committee that organized that. It's a start. If you are involved at church or your high school or any other professional organization and you were part of a group, you can ask them for the same thing, to show and prove in your booklet or resume, whatever you are taking around or sending around electronically even to others, to prove that you have some experience. You've got this document that now someone has given you, a third party, to say, yes, this person did this person worked for me. I don't care how small the capacity or how great it was. Now, there are a lot of you who are moonlighting, who are working part-time doing your craft, and you may or may not be able to go to your employer for a letter of reference or recommendation. And if that's the work that you're doing, okay, you need to go outside of that area and get other experience. So when we say work for free, I mean find a worthy, very worthy, credible organization that needs help. There are lots of businesses out there. They could be corporations that are for profit, that's fine. But more worthy cause a lot of times are the non-profit organizations. As in the old days, we would call them charities. Places that are doing good work for, the sick and shut in, or for people who have, all types of illnesses. They're always trying to raise money and awareness of their cause. They're having events year-round. You could get involved with their events. Sometimes they're having silent auctions. Other times they're having, really small things like a car wash. They're having all kinds of things, fundraisers of all types, and they could use your help. Even if you do not organize the event for them or have a major role, you can go and volunteer for the day and help them. You could tell them, hey, I'm trying to break into the event planning industry. I need more experience. I'd love to help you with your event. At the end of the event, the day, the week, the month, however long it took you to help them, would you be kind enough to give me a letter of reference, a letter of recommendation to say exactly what I did and how I helped you? Of course they will. They always will. Now, in addition to that experience, you want to make sure that you're getting well-rounded experience. So don't be afraid to call a florist or a caterer for some event that they're having and say, hey, I would love to come and volunteer my services because I'm trying to find out about your industry, about what you do, what your role is, and I'd love to offer my hands to assist. Volunteer help? Of course they will take the help. They will pick you right up for the day or for the week or however much time you have. Just don't call and don't be a non-show. If you don't have the time, wait until you are sure you have the time, because the last thing you want to do is to call an organization and say, hey, I'm coming to help, and then the week before or the day of, oh, sorry, I can't make it. That gives us all a bad name, and likely you will never get in their doors again. And you might also shut the doors for the next person that would make that type of phone call, even though that person might show up. So be absolutely 150% sure, is that even possible? Be 200% sure that you can make it to their event and to help them with what you say you're going to do. And then, of course, you've got some activity. Always think of the bigger named organizations, because it's nice to walk in with a letter from, the Girl Scouts of America or the, American Cancer Society, any place that you have done work, to have a letter from them as part of your resume to show this person has come in and worked. And, of course, it's the longer the term, the better. If you can work with them for 5 years, that's great. Most people are not going to dedicate 5 whole years to one organization, so you might have 2 or 3 in that time period. But don't just go thinking, okay, 3 days of work here and I'm done. I'm qualified for every other job. It's a start. It will get you in the door. And then the more work you have done with one organization, you can parlay that into another opportunity with a second organization. Hey, I just did some volunteer work last fall with the Children's Miracle Network, and I'd love to help you with such and such this month. And then after you've got a bunch of those, you actually have gained a lot of experience. And believe it or not, even if you don't get a specific job you're looking for, you've gotten industry experience and you've learned some of the ups and downs with the various types of things that we do all day. Every volunteer opportunity is going to be different. Helping a church with a banquet dinner is going to be very different than helping a florist transport flowers. It's going to be very different than helping a photographer with a children's shoot. So the more and varied experience you can gain, the more useful and valuable you will be, not only to the place you're applying, but to yourself in years to come. So those are my tips on how to get some experience, but please feel free to reach out to me. info@goldcrowneventplanners.com. My name is Leslie, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks, and you have a wonderful day.